Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. In this one today, we're going to be doing the top 5 worst wall weapons of all time. Now, coming into our number 5 spot, we have the deployable bar in Verrucht. Don't get it confused with the normal bar wall buy. That gun and the wall buy on almost every other map is actually really good. No, what I'm talking about is one of the only unique wall weapons in COD Zombies that is only on one map. This wall weapon has the same stats as the normal bar, dealing the same damage, having the same ammo, and sharing the same reload time and everything. The only thing that makes the deployable bar different is that it comes with a deployable bipod stand. That seems cool at first, but then you slowly realize that there isn't anywhere that you can actually use this bipod stand. There's only 2 spots in the entire map that are available for this attachment. The first one is if you have another player crouching in front of you while you're both standing in front of a barricade, which almost never happens in a game, and even if it does, it just puts you and your teammate at a disadvantage because both of you can't move. The other spot where you can use it is in some random spot on the map where if you somehow find a way to glitch into it, you can use the attachment in a very limited space. What I'm pretty much trying to say is that this deployable part of the gun is completely useless. Now, when it comes to the gun itself, the bar on World at War is actually really solid, dealing a lot of damage, holding a pretty decent amount of ammo, and overall being really quick to move around with. The problem with the deployable bar is that it's the same gun, but twice as expensive. It's also in a horrible wall buy spot, being locked behind an expensive door that has little area behind it. So for that, we're going to be putting the deployable bar on Verrucht at our number 5 spot. Coming into our number 4 spot, we have the Bootlegger in Black Ops 3. Now, there isn't too much wrong with this weapon in general. When it comes to Black Ops 3, however, there are just so many better options. The Bootlegger is a cool looking gun that has a decent amount of ammo and is really good at getting you points. The problem is that in Black Ops 3, so does the VMP, Kuda, and Vesper, which all cost a fraction of the points. What makes this wall weapon even worse is that it's only on a few maps as a buyable wall weapon, those being Verrucht and Shadows of Evil. When it comes to Black Ops 3, you also have alternate ammo types, which in that case you're most likely going to pick up a gun that has a good wall buy spot and is fairly cheap to get it pack-a-punched as fast as possible. When it comes to the Bootlegger, it is in a horrible spot on Shadows of Evil, being on the tram, which is hard to get to because of the tight spot that it's in. This wall buy also constantly moves around the map, which can make it really annoying to buy more ammo. On Verrucht, it's in the old deployable bar wall buy location, which is very tight to move around in. The door and wall buy itself on that map are also incredibly expensive, making it not so worth it when you could just buy the ICR or Kuda or any other weapon on that map for a cheaper price and have a more effective weapon. Overall, when it comes to the Bootlegger, it is a solid gun, but the price and horrible location just don't sell it as being a good wall weapon. So for that, we're going to be putting it at our number 4 spot. Coming into our number 3 spot, we have the Essex model from Black Ops 4. This wall weapon is not only one of the worst when it comes to wall weapons, but also one of the worst when it comes to normal zombie weapons as well. I still have horrible flashbacks of being forced to use this gun on Voyage of Despair's Gauntlet for countless rounds. The only reason it is on that game mode is because Treyarch wanted to challenge players, and they knew that the Essex was the worst when it came to accessible weapons. The ammo is good, but the point generation is horrible. With a super low rate of fire and damage, there really isn't any point to buying this wall weapon when the Strife costs just a few more points and is generally in the same area. When this gun is pack-a-punched, it doesn't get that much better since the fire rate is pretty much the same. There's just a slight increase in the damage. On Black Ops 4, damage isn't really an important feature to a weapon because it's much better to use the Helion salvo for the later rounds. The only redeeming factor to this weapon is the fact that it's very cheap compared to most other starting weapons in zombies, especially when it comes to Black Ops 4, it's the cheapest. But even then, you have a better chance at just using your knife to kill the zombies than trying to use the Essex. Overall, this gun is not only a bad wall weapon, but one of the worst when it comes to Black Ops 4. Coming into our number 2 spot, we have the scoped Kar 98K. This gun was most likely a joke made from Treyarch's end during the release of World at War Zombies, but nonetheless, it is still a terrible choice for a weapon. The scoped Kar 98K is a gun that you can buy in the spawn room for 3 times the price at 1,500 points. You would expect this gun to come with some special rounds that deal more damage, but no, it's literally just the normal Kar but with a scope. This arguably makes the gun a lot worse because scopes are despised in zombies since they ruin your peripheral vision and are very clunky. They're also very hard to keep steady. On Nocturne Totem, it is one of the most expensive purchases on the map, on par with the Thompson, and comparing the two guns is laughable because the Thompson is almost better in every way when it comes to ammo, points, damage, and definitely when it comes to ease of use. So not only is this gun just a complete waste of points, but it is also just inferior to almost everything on the only map that it is on. The only redeeming factor is that it can be somewhat fun to use if you're just playing around on Nock. I do also like the whole cabinet trick as a wall weapon, kind of giving new players a mystery as to what they can get behind it if they pay enough points. There is also the fact that you can buy ammo for somewhat cheap from the cabinet once you have it on lock. The biggest redeeming factor, however, is that the number 1 spot is just far worse compared to this weapon. A quick honorable mention before we get into our number 1 spot, we have the PM63 from Black Ops 1. The PM63 not only is a bad wall weapon for being priced at 1,000 points, the MPL and MP5K cost about the same points, yet they are better when it comes to the point generation, damage, ammo, and ease of use. This gun has little to no ammo, meaning that you have to constantly buy more ammo just to keep up in the later rounds. Not only that, but when you pack a punch this weapon, it becomes extremely inaccurate, turning into a dual-wield weapon that has horrible hipfire even with Deadshot Daiquiri. As a wall weapon, its only redeeming factor is the fact that it's on multiple maps, so it's very accessible to most players, but so is the MPL and MP5K, which are once again much more suitable for zombies. Most weapons in Black Ops 1 are really bad when it comes down to the ammo situation. A lot of guns in Black Ops 1 don't have that much ammo because they carried over the bullet count from multiplayer to zombies, which didn't help any of the weapons because in multiplayer, you will most likely only ever kill 50 to 100 enemies if you're really good, but in zombies, you kill thousands. And in the higher rounds, they take more bullets to take down. This bullet transfer from multiplayer to the co-op mode just makes most other weapons in Black Ops 1 a lot more annoying to use, especially when it comes to the PM63. As a wall weapon, it's one of the weaker ones in Black Ops 1, since cheaper options like the Olympia and M14 are much better for lower rounds, and in the later rounds, the MP40, MPL, and MP5K completely outperform. The PM63 is worse than the Deployable bar and the Bootlegger when it comes to power, yet it escapes this list due to the price being somewhat reasonable, even if there are better options in Black Ops 1. And coming into our number 1 spot, we have the Springfield from World at War Verrucht. It is very weird that this map on this game alone has 2 of the worst wall weapons to ever be introduced into zombies. First, you had the terrible Deployable bar, which proved to be a waste of points, but the bar is a decent weapon when it comes to dealing damage and being effective against zombies. The Springfield, on the other hand, is a horrible weapon when it comes to actually dealing damage to zombies. It's a 2-shot on insta-kill, it does less damage than the knife, and the sights are off so you will never land bullets on target. The only somewhat redeeming factor to this gun is the fact that it only costs 200 points, which makes it much more reliable than most other wall weapons in zombies when it comes to accessibility. But it's not worth those points since when you do spawn in, if you're able to kill at least one zombie, you can buy a weapon that's so much better, being the M14 or even the Kar. This wall weapon is not only considered one of the worst when it comes to wall purchases, but also one of the worst when it comes to just overall weapons in zombies. It lacks the firepower and ease of use to be considered an acceptable weapon to use, so for that, the Springfield deserves our number 1 spot. Anyways guys, that's going to wrap up this video for today. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, do all that. Leave your comments down below if you want to see me do any other type of videos. Check down the description as well for more zombie related videos, and yeah, I got nothing much else to say, so peace.